No apologies from Rosenstein. All pathetic, lame, snake-like excuses. It was disgusting. Disastrous former acting Attorney General Rod Rosenstein testified on Capitol Hill yesterday in front of a Senate committee, humiliated himself and the entire country. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, the president was spied on using a FISA warrant from a foreign intelligence surveillance court based on a fake dossier of false information paid for by Hillary Clinton. Rod Rosenstein, in fact, signed off on one of those warrants to spy on the president. So Rod Rosenstein was put under oath on the Hill yesterday and was absolutely grilled by Ted Cruz, Josh Hawley, Mike Lee, and others. Here's an exchange with Josh Hawley, a senator from Missouri, who is asking Rod Rosenstein, well, if you signed off on a warrant to spy on President Trump's presidential campaign, and basically President Trump as well afterwards, then who's accountable for the fact that the information in the warrant, in other words, we're spying on President Trump because of this, this, and this in the dossier, that turned out to be categorically false information? You all swore it was true. If you signed your John Hancock, Rod Rosenstein, to that document, then who's responsible? Watch this slithering snake try to bail his way out of this. Well, I don't know. You don't really know how the process works. Check this out.
I approved the submission of it, and 4 federal judges signed off on it too, Senator, because, like me, they believed that the information had been verified and was accurate.
Did they have a duty to verify the information?
No, the agents had a duty to verify.
Oh, so you did not have a duty to verify the information?
I had a duty.
Your name on the application.
Well, I had a duty to make sure it had been verified.
Did you rubber stamp it?
Senator, the Deputy Attorney General or the Attorney General.
Just answer my question. Did you rubber stamp? You said a second ago to Senator Cruz, said I didn't rubber stamp it.
If you'd like me to explain, I will. But I certainly.
But you also testified today that you didn't read it. So I'm curious.
No, I didn't say.
How is it? Would you like us to have your testimony read back to you? You said I can't say that I read it. I don't think I read every page. I mean.
Yes, I did say that. Yes. But
okay, so you didn't rubber stamp it, but you didn't read it.
You know, Senator, I have to explain the process.
I think we're familiar with the process. The OIG gave us the process. By the time it got to you, you had 17 critical errors, falsehoods, omissions, leading a federal court to say they have never seen anything like this and they can't trust anything else the FBI says, and you signed off on it. Let me ask you this. Who are we to hold responsible? Yes. You're saying it's not you.
No, I'm saying, Senator, that I am accountable for it. But the question is, why did it happen? Now, I'm no longer in the department. But there are people who are there who I expect will figure out why it happened and will fix the problem. So I'm not trying to deny.
Do you have any theories about what the problem might be?
I only know what the Inspector General's report reflects, Senator.
You should really try to get your arms, as an old friend of mine, the Secret Service, you say, Dano, wrap your arms around this. What this epic level snake just said. He was the acting Attorney General of the United States. The FBI works for him under the Department of Justice. They were legally obligated to verify the information they presented in a document, a warrant they presented for him to sign to authorize them to spy on a presidential campaign. And this slithering snake admits he didn't read it, but then says he didn't rubber stamp it. This gets better. Here's part 2 of this. Keep in mind on part 2 of this, another minute of this. He is authorized as the acting Attorney General, not only the Deputy Attorney General under Sessions, the appointment of Bob Mueller for the witch hunt for a fake collusion charge they already knew didn't exist. He's already signed off on the spying warrants to spy on the Trump campaign. He's avoiding any personal responsibility here whatsoever. Keep in mind the whole time he's investigating a United States major party presidential candidate, Donald J. Trump. And this guy did not even bother to read the warrant. Listen to part 2 of this, where he totally evades responsibility. Again, this is grotesque. Check this out.
I only know what the Inspector General's report reflects, Senator. And again, I've been gone for 13 months, so I have no insight.
Wouldn't you agree with me that a process that is so corrupted that it resulted in the abuse of a federal court in an ex parte proceeding during a presidential campaign is a threat to American democracy? Is a threat to the integrity of our elections? Would you agree with that?
It's certainly a threat to the integrity of the judicial system and the FISA process, but I need to explain to you, Senator, that when you're running an organization with 115,000 people, you're not going to be able to personally verify the information.
No, I know. And that's why you can't be held responsible.
No, I am
The FBI
responsible.
says they can't be held responsible. And so at the end of the day, it's nobody's fault. The FISA court has been misled. The FISA court is saying we can't trust anything the FBI says, but nobody's to blame for it.
I can't. I just can't believe it. He's not personally responsible? Does he understand how the chain of command works and why there is a chain of command and a signature procedure? This is it's not a stupid man, Rod Rosenstein. Of course he understands it. He's just a snake. When you're a federal agent and you're the line investigator conducting the investigation, and you're verifying that you think Armacost robbed the bank, Joe robbed the bank, you're going and you're shaking that information out of the trees yourself and you're making sure it's real. Your GS-14 then says to you, hey, I saw this in the report. You're making an allegation Joe robbed the bank. What are you basing it on? I'm basing it on this source who said this and a videotape of the bank. That GS-14 then passes it up to the special agent in charge of the office, who then starts asking when it works right. Not suggesting the Secret Service doesn't have its mistakes too, but the special agent in charge then goes to the 14. How does your agent know Joe robbed the bank? He's got video. He's got an on-the-ground source. Okay, they send it to headquarters. Headquarters then asks the special agent in charge, how do you know this guy robbed the bank? I got it from the 14, who got it from the agent, who's got a source and video. I assure you, if Armacost was running for president, was a Republican nominee, the DOJ would get involved in that bank robbery case too, which would be investigated by the FBI, not the Secret Service. But we'll leave those nuances out of it. If you were a real deputy attorney general or acting attorney general, you would ask the director of the Secret Service, who would ask the SAC, who would ask the 14, who would then ask the line agent who got the information, hey, is any of this real? But none of that happened because Rod Rosenstein's a snake. I run a business here. That's how we do things. When we make a business decision, I make it. And when there's a problem with Bongino Report or Bongino.com or our show or anything else, ultimately it's my problem, even if I didn't do it. I read a headline on my own website I didn't like the other day. I didn't write it. It doesn't matter. It's my name. I called and said, hey, guys, it was a minor mistake. I said, please change this. Because it's my name on it. And I'm personally responsible, even though I personally didn't do it. I was personally responsible for my comments on Hannity, which I opened up my show yesterday and I spoke about openly. Because that's what you do. No apologies from Rosenstein. All pathetic, lame, snake-like excuses. It was disgusting.
You just heard The Dan Bongino Show. You can also get Dan's podcasts on iTunes or SoundCloud. And follow Dan on Twitter 24/7 @DBongino.